Welcome and Happy New Year. Happy 2026. In case you haven't met me yet, I'm Cecilia and I'm going to be guiding us through yoga today. So you can grab all the comfy things. I am going to be seated in my chair here, but you can absolutely do this flow on the floor if you prefer. Side note, you may or may not hear my little doggos in the background. They are puppies still, 7 and 8 months, and although I have them distracted right now, they might get a little loud, so we'll see. Hopefully they'll stay chill. But yeah, go ahead and grab anything that's cozy for you, blankets, pillows, and we will get started. So what I have for you today is a bit of a flow. And then from there, we'll go into one of our oldies but goodies, our loving kindness meditation. I'm going to have my feet flat on my mat here, but if you need a little more support, if you've got blocks or if you've got some sturdy books, you can take your blocks or your sturdy books and you can place your feet on them, and then that will raise your knees up a little bit more and give you more of that 90-degree, depending on what style of chair you've got. And sometimes it just feels nice. But as you continue to gather up all your things, just starting to settle into your space, notice what you notice. It could be the sounds in your space, the sounds outside of your space, and just allowing yourself to recognize those sounds, but also recognize that you are within your space and that you can create a supported space for yourself. And I'm sitting about halfway on my chair here. If you prefer to sit a little further back, you can, or a little more forward, just whatever's feeling comfortable for you. If you're seated on the ground, you can have the legs crossed here, or maybe soles of the feet to touch. And then if you'd like, only if you'd like, you can soften your gaze here, or you can close your eyes. Gentle reminder that this is your practice. I'm just a guide offering things. So if something doesn't resonate with you or if something else speaks to you, totally fine. But wherever you landed, sitting up nice and tall through the spine, imagining a string pulling you up. Let's take a nice big inhale in through the nose. And exhale, side out. Allowing those shoulders to be heavy, to drop. Maybe even rolling those shoulders back and down, allowing those shoulder blades to glide down the back. Maybe giving the toes a little wiggle if you're seated here in your chair, just to make sure you're not scrunching your toes or that you have your weight evenly distributed here. Hands can be wherever that's comfortable. I like to keep my hands here. For me, it's a little more grounding, but if you prefer to have your hands up or even just holding onto the sides of your chair, also fine too. And then let's just start with some half head rolls here. So allowing your ear to come towards your shoulder here, either side. We're just going to go down towards the middle and to the other side. And then back and forth here. And if it feels that you could do so, maybe pairing your breath as you move back and forth here. And then when you feel even on both sides, allowing your chin to come down towards your chest. And carefully lifting your chin. And wherever you are, bringing your hands down to your sides. We're going to start to get into a little more movement here. Inhaling both arms up. And exhaling them down. So we're going to do each of these 5 times. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more time. Inhaling up. And exhale down. And then if it feels good for you, inhaling your arms up, bringing fingertips to touch. And breathing here. You can look up here. And exhale, bring the hands down. You can bring your hands to the side of your chair or down to the floor, allowing your chin to come down towards your chest just for a moment. Finding length in the back of the neck, maybe crossing the arms, rounding through the upper back here, and then shaking that out, feeding the chickens. And then we're going to go into a bit of a cat and cow. So if you are seated in your chair, you can stay where you are. If you're on the ground, couple options I'll just show you real quick. You can come to a sort of cross-legged or that cobbler pose, and you can do your cat and cow here. Or if you prefer more traditional, coming to hands and knees here, making sure your wrists are in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips, and you can do a more traditional cat and cow here. But I'm going to return to my chair. If you're in your chair, making sure your feet are nice and planted either on the ground or your blocks or your books here. And as we inhale, I'm going to hold on to the back or the sides of my chair here. Inhale, allowing the belly to fill, chin to lift. And then as I exhale, I'm going to round, bringing my hands back to the front. And just back and forth here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. And then if you are in tabletop, you're going to want to work your way onto your back here. You can keep both feet planted on the ground. And then we're going to just bring one knee in towards the chest here. If you're laying on the ground, option to straighten out that other leg in your chair. You can also straighten out your leg, your opposite leg. And breathe. Hold in the posture, not your breath. Now take note of the knee that you have raised. You're going to lower that knee back flat on the ground. If you're laying on your mat, bring both feet back flat on the ground. And then you're going to allow your knees to drop to that side that you just held up. So if it was your right knee, you're going to drop both knees to the side to come into a twist. If you're seated here in your chair, though, we're going to inhale our arms up, and we're going to exhale over to the right side for our twist. Continuing to inhale and exhale here. Noticing how your body feels in this posture. And instead of trying to force yourself to twist further and further, just allowing yourself to be where you are. And if you're seated on the ground, carefully lifting your knees, bringing them back towards the middle. And if you're here in your chair with me, inhaling the arms up and exhaling them down. Now, if you're on the ground, a couple options here. You can just raise both legs into like a waterfall posture. Otherwise, if you're seated here with me in the chair, take a nice inhale in, and as you exhale, forward fold. Another option, if you're on the ground, if you want to come up to a seat and extend your legs out for forward fold, you can do that as well. And carefully coming up, taking a moment to notice how that feels for you. And if you're on the ground, you can keep your legs extended out or cross the legs or bring the soles of the feet to touch. We're going to flow through that one more time so that we can do our other side here. Inhaling both arms up and exhaling down. You can pair your head with this as well, looking up as you inhale and then down as you exhale. Inhaling up and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. A bit of a shift this time. If you'd like, you can bring the fingers interlaced here and then press up. Option to hold here for the 5 breaths, or if you want to sort of wiggle side to side. And then releasing the arms down. This time for our cat and cow, we're just sort of going to do a circle here. So inhaling forward and rounding. If you are on the ground here, you can do the same thing. So you can circle in one direction, kind of sort of a horizontal. Or if you want to circle more like through the hips sitting back, you can. Either way, doing what feels best for your body in this moment. So we're just going to circle around. Continuing to inhale and exhale. And then reversing. And then finding some stillness here. Now, bringing your attention to that opposite leg and then hugging that knee into your chest. If you're on the ground, you can work your way onto your back. And same thing, hugging that knee any amount into your chest. And then taking note of which knee it is that you're hugging in. Gentle reminder, if you're laying on the ground, you are going to drop your knees in that direction. So if it was your left knee that you hugged in, then you'll drop your knees down to the left. Here in our chairs, we're going to inhale our arms up And then we're going to twist over that left leg. Any amount here, allowing this side to be new and doing what feels best for this side. And then carefully bringing your knees back towards the middle if you're on the ground. Otherwise, with me, inhaling the arms up and exhaling them down. This time, if you are seated on the ground, come up, or laying on the ground, come up to a seat. You're going to bring your legs a little wider, so either towards the outer edges of your mat or even further than that if you'd like. If you're seated here in your chair, you're going to still heel toe your feet out. If you need one of your blocks or a book, you can also grab that. And we're just going to, this time, be more of that wide-legged forward fold here. So heel toeing out to as far as you need to go. You don't have to use a block or a book to hold on to. You can also bring your hands to the ground here, allowing your head to be heavy. Continuing to breathe. And then carefully starting to work your way back up. Heel toeing the feet back in if you're seated in your chair. And then coming back to a seat, comfortable seat. If you are on the ground here, inhaling the arms up. Option to bring fingertips to touch and bring your hands to heart center, or place your hands over your heart or back down in your lap. And just pausing here for a moment. And then from here, we're going to transition into our loving kindness meditation. So if you want to, you can grab a blanket, grab some pillows. If you're in your chair, you can absolutely stay in your chair. If you're on the ground, you can lay down. Taking these next few breaths to get comfortable here. I'm just going to sit as I guide this, on the ground, I should say, as I guide this. I don't know, I like to be seated sometimes for meditations, and I find sitting on the block helps my knees to be like lower than my hips, especially as I've gotten a tad bit older, you know, working on keeping that strength and range of motion and flexibility. But sometimes it's helpful to sit on the block and get a little bit of assistance. And as you start to find your resting posture, your gentle reminder that this posture should be restful. So at any point, if you're like, this is not working for me, give yourself permission to move. Don't hold a posture that is not restful. You're not going to win an award for being uncomfortable. You want to take this time to really just allow yourself to be. And in order to do that, you need to be in a comfortable posture. So if you need to roll over, if you need to sit up, if you need to walk around during the meditation, whatever is comfortable for you, do that. And you can soften your gaze here or close your eyes. I'm going to keep my eyes open as we go through the meditation, but just know that if you just happen to look up, I'm just here and guiding this meditation and holding the space for you. And you may also notice that I say supported instead of safe during the meditation. Because as much as I would love to be able to guarantee safety and everyone just being safe, what I can offer, even though we're online, what I can offer is support. And I know that to be true. I can always offer that. So I switch mine from safe to supported. So you might notice in other meditations, like if you end up liking this one, that they say safe instead. But that's just a little something I change up. And as you continue to settle in, just starting to bring awareness to your breath. Just noticing how your breath feels for you in this moment. You don't have to change it, just noticing. And then allow yourself to follow your breath as it comes in and then out. Being aware of the feelings that are associated with your inhale and your exhale. Giving full attention to each in-breath and each out-breath. Being total here in each moment with each breath. If distracting thoughts arise, acknowledge them without becoming too involved and return back to the breath, back to our practice. And as we go through this meditation, if it's within your practice to set an intention, take a moment to do so now. Or maybe you'd like to try setting an intention. It could be something like to open my heart, to cultivate loving kindness, to care for myself. And if you happen to set an intention and you're like me and it floats away, that is also okay too. Now bring to mind a person or a pet for whom you are happy to see and have deep feelings of love. Imagine or sense this person or pet, noticing the feelings you have for them as they arise in your body. It may be a smile that spreads across your face. It may be a warmth. Whatever it is, allow it to be felt. Now let go of this person or pet and continue to keep in your awareness the feelings that have arisen. Bring to mind now and see if you can offer loving kindness to yourself by letting these words become your words. And if you want to say them out loud in your space, you can, or say them in your mind. May I be supported. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease. May I be supported. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease. Notice the feelings and sensations that arise and let them be. May I be supported. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live at ease. And now, try bringing some loving kindness to someone who supports you. Allow that person to come into your mind and let these words become your words. May you be supported. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live at ease. May you be supported. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live at ease. Once again, taking notes of the feelings and sensations that arise and letting them be. May you be supported. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live at ease. Once feelings for a loved one flow easily, bring your mind to the broader community that you belong to. Imagine your family, your colleagues, your neighbors. Fan out your attention until you include yourself in this offering as well. Bringing an offering of loving kindness to everyone. May we be supported. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live at ease. May we be supported. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live at ease. Noticing the sensations and feelings that arise within you. We'll just take a moment to sit with these. May we be supported. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live at ease. Giving yourself the space and freedom to sit with these words for however long you would like to sit with them. But if you're ready to close out your practice for today, starting to bring your awareness back into your breath. Maybe taking a nice big inhale in through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. If you like, inhaling your arms up and bringing fingertips to touch, exhaling them down towards heart center, or maybe placing one hand over your heart or hands down in your lap. And as you go through the start of your 2026, and because I believe I am statements are very powerful, we will repeat our loving kindness one more time for ourselves here by stating, I am supported. I am happy. I am healthy. I live at ease. I am supported. I am happy. I am healthy. I live at ease. And let's inhale our arms up one more time, bringing fingertips to touch. And as you bring your hands down, pausing here at your forehead, your gentle reminder to think positively about yourself. Pausing here at your mouth, reminding you to speak positively about yourself, to yourself and others. And then pausing here at your heart, your gentle reminder to extend the same grace, love, and kindness to yourself that you extend to others. Let's take a big inhale in and a big exhale out. As always, it's a pleasure being able to guide these yoga sessions for you guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful 2026. I hope it ends up being all that you need it to be. And you can do big things, you can do small things, anything in between. Another gentle reminder to not be in competition with yourself, but to listen to what it is that you need for this year. And maybe after this, you want to journal a little bit or set an intention or a theme for 2026. But once again, it's always a pleasure. Om Shanti, peace. And I will see you guys in February. Bye for now.